Recent acquisition?
I was gonna wear a Christmas sweater, and then I saw him, and I was like, he wins.
So, maybe jet lag or the tornado or whatever, but we ended up at dinner, and a lovely young lady was wearing this sweater. I was like, I want trade. She's like, what? I'll trade you my shirt for your sweater.
She took that thing off so fast.
I think I got the better bargain. This is amazing.
Yeah, I was like, you have to just never take that off.
I slept in it, so I smelled today, and apologies. That's a good mess of it. Howdy, y'all. Last con of 2023, it's been a bizarre year.
That's been a weird year.
Yeah. Quickly, I hope no one in here was adversely affected or knew anybody who was in the path of the tornado that we kind of basically got out of here. How
lost damage?
Yeah, the damage that it was. And so our love and our hearts go out to Tennessee and those who have lost homes and loved ones. So I hope everybody here years for seasons. All right. Beyond that, that's all I can, both really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and start questions.
Hi, my name is Abby. This isn't really a question, it's more of a statement. In Chicago this year, you guys were talking about the Make-A-Wish person that came to set from Supernatural, and I really connected with that because I also had a Make-A-Wish trip when I was 10. I went to Disney World with my family, and I know how impactful those trips are for kids who are chronically ill, and you guys really help that girl and give her so much joy. I just wanted to thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Oh, we got a mic coming to you. So.
Mics everywhere.
That mic does not work.
Just
You want this one?
no.
It's still not.
It's all right. I'll relay the. There's a thing we do in when we're interviewing. You know,
Does this work?
Hey,
Hey, chill out.
yeah. Put that mic on.
You're not the Boots Chesters.
I
She
think
is a, you're not the
you're
Boots
the
Chesters. Yeah, fair enough.
At a previous con, you made some comment about thinking of doing Lonesome Dove. Have you given any more thought to that?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think it's just one of those lofty things that sounds like a great idea, but no, there's been no pen to paper yet.
I just wondered if that idea was still alive, that's all.
It's not dead.
Yeah.
And if it's dead, I mean, we're not the Boots Chesters. We'll come back to life. It'd be amazing. So Jensen knows Carla. My key makeup artist, Carla, she won an Emmy for her work on Lonesome Dove. So that'd be a fun kind of like bring it back. Multiple families remixing.
Just to make one comment about the shirt. I did make it, and I've made the other shirts that I've shown you guys last year and this year, so I appreciate it.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. All right, I'm gonna go this way. There you go.
Hi guys. Question maybe for Jensen. When you were on Big Sky, did you ever get a chance to sing with Reba or do any jam sessions when it didn't?
So yeah, one time, I mean, she and I didn't work together a whole lot. We kind of had separate storylines, but we did overlap one day, and It was a night shoot. It was really cold that night, and while they were setting up for another shot, we were sitting around the heaters and stuff in our cast chairs, and I was like, you know, this was my first time that I kind of had her, you know, to myself. So I was like, you know, let's see. It's like there's so many questions I could ask her, but one, I said, you know, I got to tell you, my favorite song of yours is "How Blue," and you guys have never heard the song. It's a great song, but there's a person who sings harmony in that song, and I was like, I got to ask, is that you singing the harmony on top of the melody? And she goes, fun fact for you, that's actually my sister. I was like, what? And then she goes in and tells me this whole thing about where they recorded it. It was outside Nashville in some like renovated church or something. It was a studio, and anyway, we got into this conversation, and then just out of nowhere, she's like, "Here, you sing the harmony, I'll sing the," and we just started singing. And I was so nervous. I think I didn't hit one note right. So yeah, she's as charming and as lovely as you would hope her to be, and that was a moment that I really cherish.
That's
Yeah.
I also love, in my head, I'm playing a scene of like you've been on the show for 3 months, 4 months, and then finally it's like you rebook and you're like, hey, hold on. Yeah, a little chill. These heaters are great. So, you're Reba manager.
Actually, in that, I think it was that same day, we were shooting it during the day, and it's when our characters meet for the first time, and I reach out my hand and I say, hey, Bo Arlen, and she says, Sonny, what's the character's last name? Sonny Barnes, that's right. She's like, Sonny Barnes. Well, on like the 4th take, we kind of float the line or something like that. The director says, just go back to the handshake. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, you doing? Sure, Bo Arlen. And she goes, hi, Reba McIntyre. And there was like just a quick pause, and everybody was like, no, I don't think that's the And she goes, oh, shit. She's awesome.
I use it.
All right, far back, white sweater.
I didn't know if I was gonna have it. Okay.
Your hand was up.
I was just stretching.
Okay, so I've been, this might be right, but I've been a Packer fan since I was.
Next question.
I've been a Packer fan since I was born, and a couple years back, you ended up meeting our old coach, and I was just curious on how you were liking him, because we're not thrilled with him. Granted, we're not doing good any better than we were before, but,
You weren't thrilled with it when you had him?
well,
We're not thrilled either.
before.
I think he's doing good this year.
He's doing all
It
right.
was rocky
He's
at
doing
the
all right.
end, like, it was
Right.
real rocky, like, throwing on third down, and just poor mistakes that just never.
I like your football knowledge.
I think it was a little bit of a slow burn for us, but I think we've had he's turned around and he's positioned the team well this year. So
And we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, so it's going to be
clearly, yeah.
I've watched it and I was like, where was that when you were our coach? Like, come on, like, please.
Where's your cheesehead?
What?
Yeah, where's your cheesehead?
Where's your cheesehead thing?
It's at home, I actually.
Of course you
brought
have
my-
one. Of
I
course you have
actually brought my jersey, but then I remembered to play tomorrow, so I don't know if you might see it in a photo.
Fair enough.
Great.
Then I'll request to wear a new jersey. Just kidding. Thank you.
Are we already doing that jokes?
We're already doing that. That's never
Well, in that case, a gingerbread man went to the doctors complaining of a sore knee. Sore knee, the doctor said. Have you tried icing it? Tuck that away and keep it for later.
Give me one how a gingerbread man goes to the doctor. I'm having a sore knee. Doctor goes, a sore knee.
Wait, I know this one.
That was my punchline. Have you tried icing it?
I'm sorry.
I'm going back here. It's difficult to glasses flat. Yes, with the hand, you're doing stuff.
I'll tell you what.
That's amazing. Last thing
I got to ask Jensen this a few years ago, but you were not there.
well, that sounded judgy.
Because you were not on CW,
Yes.
and a regular network, you used to have your practices.
Yeah.
How do you think Sam's character or storyline would have changed or different had it been on, say, HBO?
That's actually a better question. I think it sounds like. Sorry, I wasn't there a few years ago.
What did I say?
On stage with Misha, and you both looked puzzled, and you went, I'm just trying to say we're not having sex.
That tracks.
That's the opposite of what I was going to say.
Downhill from there, I blamed for that for years.
That also tracks.
You know what's funny is that I've thought about this, and I wonder what Ackles thinks. We kind of talked about it here and there over the years, but we talked about this yesterday. In the meet and greet. I kind of really enjoy that there are guidelines. It's sort of, if you could just do anything, there was a funny interview with
You get the boys. That's what happens.
I love it. You have to kind of be more creative within boundaries. Like that's how I parent. It's like these are the guidelines. These are the rules. This is the box you can't leave. Play with it as opposed to just do anything and everything. And I think we can lose some of the art. And the boys is amazing. The boys wouldn't work in CW, and but that's what it is, and that's what it is. Like I don't know if when we come back, I want to say it's going to be a discussion between he and I and among whomever else, but. I don't know. There's something magical and universal, and I mean, there were probably a dozen or 2 children here yesterday that were running around naked or this and the other. It might not translate, and hopefully parents would show that to their kids. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with CW, and also because we had y'all, and because of the CW. And they let us work through our growing pains. We did 15 years. And I think anywhere else, we would have been dead in the water. Dead in the water.
That's right. I think if anything, it could be just maybe an elevated gore version of Supernatural. There was a lot of I don't think necessarily more colorful language or more skin or anything like that. I don't think that would really benefit the story necessarily. But I think what we could and couldn't show in regards to scare and blood and that kind of stuff, we had to temper that. So I think maybe we probably elevate that to an extent if we were on a network or a streamer that allowed that to happen, where there weren't standards and practices. But there were we pushed the envelope. The writers definitely pushed the envelope. Like one thing I remember is we couldn't say prick, but we could say dick. So they wrote an entire season with a guy named Dick Roman, just so we could hammer that home. And I think that was
Wow. You can say hammer as well.
That's right. So it's it was like Jared said, there were ways of trying to push the envelope a bit, with staying in the parameters that we had to, and those guidelines. And I think that as a show that was on a broadcast network, we probably took a little bit more of a risk and took some chances, more so than I think most network shows. And I think that was exciting for us. But I think if there were no parameters and we were able to do just whatever we wanted to. I'm not sure it would be that much different because I don't know that it would serve the story as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, if the puzzle has no rules, then is it really a puzzle? You know? That's a strange question. Sorry. What? I'm saying if someone just gives you 1,000 pieces of a puzzle, but anything goes anywhere, then who gives a shit? If it's like, what?
You got it.
I love puzzles.
You don't understand. Stop placating him.
Thank you for your question.
But
So long.
basically, mentioned in some convention that anything we have to do is
You did what?
someone said it to you, that maybe as a teenager, talking on a lot, Dean may have resorted to sex work.
That was probably in jest. If he ever said that, I'm sure it was not a legitimate character backstory.
Yeah, no.
Just speaking for him here, because I think he's a little.
Oh, it's too bad we're on a broadcast show. I really think you would have done some teenage sex work. Yikes.
That was just something that sparked it, and I'm a writer, so it sparked ideas of what.
Great.
But, like drug use, other things that maybe we're not mentioned in the show, but could be possible.
Thank you for your question.
She has a high regard for Dean Winchester. No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, where are we going here? Let's go far back. Yep. Yes.
Hi, I'm a person in recovery, and I really think I've seen at least seasons 1 through 9, maybe more than any other person. You guys really helped me through my recovery, and now I get to help other people in recovery. So thank you. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations. We was season.
Why did we stop at 9? Yeah,
Because
we
I
have
got
6
better.
months.
Because what?
That's when I started getting better, so I had to do other things.
She's not doing this anymore.
I've definitely seen all the seasons, just those the most. I've always keep fighting as part of my sleep, and I just thank you. And how do you guys, after something with so much energy, how do you manage some self-care and love on your mental health after these?
Amazing. Congratulations. Bravo. That's amazing. My quick answer is yes, honestly. I think I spent a lot of time continuing therapy and trying to better myself, and had a pretty great session on Friday with my therapist, which was great. And even these, so yesterday for me, before I came here, I just went for like a 2-hour walk. Walked to Vanderbilt and walked around to stadiums and listened to some music. And that's like a little piece of peace for me, and kind of quiet the brain. I find for me, I don't know about you, I don't know about anybody in here, but for me, I'm unfortunately right now I'm trying to perfect or get better at finding peace when I'm stationary. But right now, I find peace when I'm in motion. So walking, biking, swimming, whatever. So I'm looking to find that inner peace when I'm not moving. I'm working on it though, and I know I can have it. So.
Yeah, I think just finding those moments, for me, I don't necessarily have to carve out a specific day or time or activity in order to, better myself. I just kind of quickly grab what, every morning I get up and I take a dog for a walk before anybody wakes up in the house. 6 a.m. I'm up, and it's largely before the sun comes up. And so I'm walking in the dark with the dog, and I take him down the street. And I just kind of let my brain do nothing, Look for the deer, look for the birds that start to chirp, watch the sun slowly come up. And it's in that moment, I don't have to do that. I can just wake up when everybody else does and let the dog out. He knows how to come back. I think. But it's just a little thing for me that I enjoy doing. Now, my wife would be like, it'd be nice you didn't wake me up when you get up every morning 45 minutes early. But it is just something. And it's those little things. It's, you know, outside with the kids and then just standing on the back porch and watching them run around and just looking out. You know, I think appreciating those moments when they do arise kind of just calms my brain. That's what I do. Yeah.
Love you, Beth. Congrats again. Come on.
You may.
Right here, family business, Rainbow.
Hey, love you guys so much. I have a slightly weird question that if you need me to answer for myself first, feel free to tell me.
Nope.
What do you most want to be remembered for? Or in other words, if your village could only be 3 sentences, what would they be?
Being a light.
Inspirational.
Being a light.
A light.
Being a light.
I was gonna say my big forehead.
Being a light and being my bounce.
So bounce is a term we use in filming where
Bounce the light.
you don't want direct light on somebody because it just washes them out. So you'll shoot direct light at something and bounce it onto the subject you're.
For 15 years, I've never needed bounces because I just worked opposite him.
Angle my head. You're looking good, dude.
Serge, our DP on Toretto, he, you know, and most DPs do this. They'll come in to the set and they'll be doing like, they're just checking for shadows or light. And, Serge would often just do this. Let's turn that down. A light meter. No, to be serious, I think if I could just be remembered as somebody who brought positivity to the world in some way, shape, or form, and it maybe inspired one person to be a better person, then I think that's the not happy.
Yeah, he is. We all know that. Bravo, because I think there's something really ironic about this situation, B, that we're on stage, because I really believe that he and I are both introverts. Like, he's not like going out red carpeting and like every day, like, well, where's the party? Like, he's home with his family and his dog and himself. Same with me. And so it's a strange, so trying to kind of like dissect why we do what we do, I think, like, I'd rather mean something to you than win an Oscar. You know, like the people I interact with, than just being present with my. Thank you. I don't know the 3 sentences, but hopefully, I would rather have 2 or 3 people be like, he fucking helped me, than 30 million people buy a ticket to my concert or something, you know, but not really give a shit. Which I love also about, you know, from Gilmore Girls to Supernatural to now Walker, in his journey. It was never like we're plastered on the billboards outside of Times Square or on every talk show. So when someone came up, they weren't like, hey, you're that famous person on something, right? Like, can I take a picture? It was like, hey, I watched Gilmore Girls with my mom and we became friends. Hey, I watched Supernatural with my brother and we like call ourselves Sam and Dean and this and that. Hey, and so that's much more meaningful to me than any award from somebody who's never met one of us. You said 300 sentences, correct?
It's like 7 tombstones lined up.
Very small font.
It makes me think of a quick story I'll share with you, and I think I shared this recently, but I recently met Carrie Elwes. And who was
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. And
And Men in Tights.
And Men in Tights. It's a great movie. And I had to share with him, I was like, hey, I posted this video a few years back of me sitting on the couch with my daughter explaining the story of Princess Bride while we were watching it. And I was like, and I gotta say that was such a special memory for me, and Meeting You Now, it's like, I just love that movie, and it's amazing, my daughter still watches it to this day. And I was like, I'm sure you get sick of this, I'm sure people tell you their Princess Bride stories all the time. He's like, no. He's like, it is the gift that keeps on giving. In fact, on my tombstone, it'll probably read, mostly dead. It's not that, he's mostly dead. Right over here. Yep. I like that fringe.
Thank you. Very Reba McEntire.
Love it.
So my sister and I talk all the time that we're going to make bumper stickers with our mom's catchphrase on it. If you could make a bumper sticker with your parents' catchphrase on it, what would it be?
The parents' catchphrase?
Growing up, it's predictable. You know they're going to say.
Let me ask, what is your
What is my mom?
mom's catchphrase?
Did you pray about that? There's some iteration of that. Have you prayed on it?
If it's gonna be a bumper sticker, then I'm gonna go with my dad on this one, because he had 4 words that he basically said, if you do this, you're gonna be all right. Don't speed, don't tailgate. So for a bumper sticker, don't speed, don't tailgate, you should do it. That's gonna be like what I'm telling my kids. Jesus.
No, I know, I don't know. I know that there's like a catchphrase. I probably have more catchphrases than my dad. Like, I'd probably just, it'd be, what are we doing? Yeah, I don't.
So get this.
Get this. Now. There you go. All right, last question. Go for it.
Did you pray on that question?
Did you pray?
You done good. I'm gonna go somewhere more center. Yes, you're right there. She has an anxiety issue. So, no worries. Same. Gotcha.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sarah. My husband actually got me into the show, and he had been begging me, so hush it, been begging me for years to watch it, but I would always tell him no because it terrified me, and then I finally got into it. So my question is, if y'all had to pick y'all's funniest moment on set, whether it was a prank or just a scene that went awry, what would it be?
There's a lot.
I think French mistake was one. He killed me in Yellow Fever. I saw an interview with Creation Nashville, talking about Anchorman with Will Ferrell. She was like, it sucks because the funniest stuff he did is not in the movie because I'm laughing, so they can't use it in the movie. And I feel like that's a lot of the stuff that I did with him. I'm just laughing. I'm like, shit, sorry, I'm going. But I think between French mistake and Yellow Fever, there was some funny moments.
There was, I mean, it's funny in hindsight. I will say we were laughing at the time, but when Kim Manners pranked us by having us, we climbed down into a manhole, and it was a set piece, so it wasn't real. There was nothing at the bottom. It was just a built-up manhole that went down into 14, 15 feet. And so, who went first?
You did.
It was me. So I go down, and there's nowhere to go. It's just the bottom of the
Did I have a broken hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the chair goes down. And so we're just on this ladder, like waiting for the to yell cut so we can climb back up and out. And then here come 2 5-gallon buckets of ice water. Just. And luckily he was above me, so he took the lion's share of it. But I just remember you through the laughter. You were like, "You mother!"
Honestly, this is another funny part of that story, is that I have cats. So you're not supposed to get them wet. And so I was like, I'm laughing. He's like, don't worry, we have an appointment for you tomorrow to get new cats. I literally, I went to a doctor today and they cut it off and put a new cast on.
Oh, yeah.
That was dry.
The producer, one of the producers, Cyrus, he came down. Everybody knew it was happening, except us, obviously. And I just got like a new phone. So good. I think it's not. It was an iPhone. It was a new iPhone. Yeah. And this is back when iPhones actually first came out, guys. Long ago than that. And he comes over and says, "Hey, can I let me see this new phone that you got?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So I take it out. He was just getting it out of my pocket. And then he was like, "Oh, then he turns that. Go ahead. I'm just gonna play around." I was like, "Okay, yeah, don't change any of the settings, all right?" And then I go off, and thankfully he knew I was about to get soaked.
Yeah, good times.
Many of those moments on set. I think it's one of the reasons why we love doing the show as long as we did, is because there was never a dull day. We love it, and we look back on it very fondly. And thank you for being here so we can share the story with you guys.